So, last we left off, you had just had your meeting with Clarice and Loser. They had just exited the room through the back door, and the door behind you was unlocked, where the guards had brought you in through. The room is empty, and you guys are free to do whatever you want at this point.
For the sake of the game,
Mm-hmm.
I assume you're going to be playing.
I'll be playing Dorzan and Kaya for now, and if I feel like there's a stage at which Alexander would want to butt in, I'll do that too.
I walk
And
out
if
the room.
combat does erupt, I'll assign characters.
I mean, I think I still have access to Dorzan, so if I can play him if.
I still have Kaya's as well. So.
Yep. All right. So what do you guys want to do? You're left in the room alone. As far as you know, this room is completely protected from like scrying and stuff. All right. You open the door that you came through, and there are 4 guards standing in the hallway waiting for you, and they hold out their weapons, like just sort of in your way. Just look at you and go, "All right, if your business is done, we'll escort you to the entrance of the castle."
Just like letting us leave, like, and we can do whatever we want. Is that what it's suggesting?
You'd have you don't know. They're just saying they'll escort you to the castle gates.
I'm still in the room, right? Like they're outside the room.
You're about 15 feet from this.
I want to because.
Pardon, Bryce?
I thought Brendan said something.
Brendan, did you say something?
Yeah, I said a cast dimension door.
Okay, where are you trying to go? You don't see any, like, there's no windows in this hallway, so...
I'm going 500 feet straight out.
Okay, you cast Dimension Door and a small rift opens next to you, and you are all of a sudden, like, a good 400 feet in the air above solid concrete. And you can see the city spanning out around you for a moment as you begin to fall.
And then I'll through my tattoo.
Pardon?
And then I'll cast fly through my tattoo.
Okay.
It's a mystery.
Okay, as you begin to float there, you see on one of the balconies, like slightly below where you just came from, one of the guards has come out, and you see he grabs something from just beneath, what are those brick walls that go around the edges of the balconies on castles?
Battlements?
Battlements. He pulls up what appears to be a large battle horn, and he blows it, and this loud echoes through the air around you. And within seconds, you see several ballistas on the castle walls turn and aim up at you.
Alright, really? 500 feet out?
Pardon?
I guess...
I mean, they've seen people cast spells before, so he like ran to the nearest thing. Like, somebody's just run. Like, he doesn't see you, but he, like, ran out...
500 feet, like, actually isn't that far. Like, you can see 500 feet.
Yeah.
Like, it's not...
Felt like it would have been further.
Yeah, no, it's really not that far.
I've been driving, and the thing will say, in, like, 1,000 feet, turn left, and it, like, gets on you, like, real fucking quick. So, like, you can see.
Well, that's different when you're going at a certain speed.
Yeah, the scale is also pretty bad on my behalf here. Like, this is not great. I'm not a mathematician.
You're a map doctor.
I hate myself. You are hovering in midair, and there are several ballista aimed at you from the castle walls. Like, you're close to
What are the guards
walls.
around us doing after he teleported around?
The
quick, like,
3 that are left in the hallway have turned and, like, just... They're blocking the hallway, and they're just like, hold on for the moment. So they're aiming at you. What do you do, Brendan?
I'll be right back. I'm going to get something.
I guess I'll teleport to the ground. With Dimension Door. Since I'd be able to see it now.
Yep, you can see the ground.
Yep.
You have like a few seconds before they can like try and figure out where you are. I'm gonna roll perception before they like re-aim at you. And if they see you, so.
Well, I would have probably gone between a building or something. How high up was I?
You're about 400 feet up, I would say.
Oh, well,
Like,
we're going like 100 feet out as well, like between buildings.
Okay. Well, there's not like there's like a single. There's the keep, and then it's surrounded by walls and garden. Like there's like the keep,
Should I
and
not
then there's like.
see it now?
No, you don't get outside the walls from where you are.
Oh, what the fuck? How fucking big are these walls?
I mean, it's just the distance. It's not like the height of the walls. It's like. It's
Yeah,
too
yeah,
far.
but that's what I mean. I'm asking how, like, why do they seem? Am I even close or? I would've
You're
gone
maybe. I'd say. 100 feet from the wall.
Oh, well, I would have gone over the wall, not knowing. I thought I was like over the wall.
You could only like just reach the wall. With that distance, as far as like. It's this place is huge, and you also can't see the other side of the wall either. You don't know where you're going to be ending up. You could be inside a building, or like inside an object. So unless you want to like blind try and like go through a wall that you don't know how thick it is, like you're on this side of the wall.
So I went 500 feet out, and then another 500 feet would keep me 100 feet from the wall.
Yeah.
Is that what you're telling me? Oh, jeez.
This is a huge keep. This is like the central location of the entire city. This is like all of the councilmen live here. All of like the government work and filing and documents are done here. Like this is a big ass location.
Jesus. Okay. That's very underwhelming.
So you could theoretically dimension door out, but you would be at risk of either being inside of a brick wall or inside of like a random object. Like there is a definite risk at trying to get out of this wall.
Wait, what happened? Just real quick.
He's trying to get out of the castle with dimension door.
Already do that, and he went outside.
He's trying to get out
he's
of the
trying to
like
do it
keep
again, like the
walls,
actual
like-
keep walls. Yeah.
Okay. I went and got a drink. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
They rolled a
Yes.
23 on their perception, so they've noticed you, and it's going to take them an action to like re-aim these huge ballista. But so you've got like 6 seconds to act before they've got their aims on you again.
I'm 100 feet from the wall, yeah?
Mhm.
Then? Okay. Well, is it carrying over me, or can I fly over it? Like,
What's your fly
how
speed?
high up originally? Up. I think it's like 60 feet.
Okay.
Fly spell is 60 feet.
Okay, you would have to dash to get over the wall, with your fly speed. Oh, you're also 100 feet from the wall.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is it?
if you
is
were to
it
go
over?
diagonally up, you could reach the top of the wall.
What?
Because, okay, you take the longer of the two distances, right? And you're 100 feet from the edge of the wall, and it's
Mhm.
also about 80 feet up. Like, these are massive walls. They are designed to protect, like, the central location. Like, they're huge. And they've got... So, you've still got 100 feet of distance you have to cover. You could get 120 feet and get to the top of the wall, but you could get down on the other side.
I'll use an action. I'll fly 60 feet towards, and then use my rod action. Get a spell slot back.
Okay, it's their action. They've got the ballistas aimed back at you. There are 3 ballista along this wall that are aimed at you, as far as you can see, like in your current field of view.
Is that it? Are they just aiming?
Well, it's an action for them to re-aim them because they're so big.
Oh, okay. Well then, I'll fly 60 feet again, move 60 feet, and then see what I can see over the wall.
Okay, you get up to the wall and you are about 80 feet from each ballista on your left and right, and they are still aimed at you. you can see what appears to be just a lot of buildings, like stacked wooden and stone. Like it's a combination of very like rundown buildings that sprawl out aside from you. There are roads and such as the
Like
city has.
from the edge of cities.
Yep. So you're like here.
Okay. Oh. Okay, well then I'll... do I roughly get how high I am?
You're about... You're about 90 feet from the ground.
Wait, I'm 90 feet up?
The wall's 80 feet up, and you had to go over it.
Okay, you made the tower sound a lot taller than... Okay. Yeah, well then I'll teleport 400 feet down, I guess. Or however much I need to get, like, out and then down.
Okay.
Ground.
So, before you can do that action, they have their turn again. So, they're going to roll 3 attacks against you with the ballistas. Let me just see exactly what those are. Okay.
A reaction or something?
You can use your reaction, but they're going to make...
No, I'm asking, is it a reaction or something?
No, it's their action. Like, you flew up there. They aimed at you, you flew up as your action, then
I used my movement speed.
You said you flew and then you used your action, right?
Yeah, I'm using my action to teleport.
Okay.
Yeah,
then...
that's why I was asking how far, because I used to roll the left.
Oh, so that's what I mean. Okay, sorry. Your action was to use the rod. They were already aimed at you by then. Now it's their turn. Like, they have a turn after you use your rod to get the spell slot back. They haven't done anything yet. No, they aimed at you the turn before.
I thought it went rod, they aimed, and then it was
No,
my
it was
turn.
they aimed rod, their turn.
That sounded really different, but okay.
I'm pretty sure that's how it went, but like that's how I said it.
Watch the VOD! Watch the VOD!
So that's 3 attacks, 16, 8, and 25 to hit.
Yeah,
2 of them hit?
they all hit.
Wait, you have an AC lower than 8?
Oh, I thought you said 18, my bad. No.
Okay.
Holy shit, I'd feel so bad for you if you had an AC lower than 8.
I don't think it's actually possible. You'd have to have negative dex.
It's negative dex, not wearing armor.
Oh, right, okay, yeah. Alright, you take...
You need like a negative 3 in dex to get a 7 AC.
These huge ballista arrows soar through the air. One of them sweeps by you as you sort of like try and dodge out of the way. The other one sinks straight through your stomach and goes through, leaving a massive gaping hole. You take 31 points of piercing damage. Then another one hits you in the arm and just slams straight through it, and you take 20 points of piercing damage from that one, for a total of 51.
Yeah.
He's arm off.
Does he need to check if he's still flying?
Is it concentration for your flying spell?
Maybe.
I mean, the fly spell is, and he's got 3
Yeah,
tattoo.
it is.
So make 2 concentration saves for that one.
Okay. I think I'm fine.
Okay. What's the DC? Like, how's the DC calculated? I always forget for concentration.
It's half the damage or 10, whichever is higher.
Okay, so half of...
First one was
So
like...
it'd be 15 for the first one, so you succeed. Yep, so you still maintain the fly speed, you've taken quite a bit of damage, and now it's your turn.
I'm teleporting then.
Okay, you teleport another 400 feet, and you hear the horn go off again, but it's slightly different pitch, and you begin to hit, like as you land in the streets of, like, the what's the word for it? It's basically slums. The slums of the city. People begin to panic, and a lot of the people who are on the street around you, like, sort of look at you covered in blood, and step into their, like, or backwards off the edges to the edges of the street, or into the buildings they are next to. And
Holding his stomach, coughing up blood, he's starting to walk now.
And in the distance, you begin to hear the footfall of, like, armored feet.
Okay. Are
Okay.
we going to be doing back and forth? Or...
Yeah, so what are you guys doing in the castle right now?
Alright, so when that bitch fucking left, I wanted to like turn to the rest of the party. Like I would have done it even if he was there, but like turn to the party,
Yeah,
to
what do you
discuss. As he's like ran out the door. Okay. Know where we should go, but I don't know how to get out of here. What do you guys have any plans on how to get out? Sort of looking around, waiting for some answers.
I was going to go. Did they say that we were free to leave or not? They
They
just
said
said
they would escort you to the gate. That was kind of what was said.
I thought, wasn't it we were free to leave so long as we went to that meeting?
Yeah.
And it was like we didn't
That
need
was
to
what
be
was said
like-
earlier. Yeah, I thought you meaning like within this sort of.
No, I'm just asking
Yes.
now
Yeah, you were free to leave.
because I'm very confused
If you
as to
attended
why.
Well, when somebody
Okay.
like is free to leave and then like teleports out of the guard, like they want to escort you out of this place because it is like a guarded location. There are like there are people
does
of
look.
importance here. Yeah,
it looks suspicious when you just
Like-
start being like bamfing around.
yeah. That's why they like they're here to protect people. They don't know where you're going. If you teleport randomly into midair and start flying around, they are going to be concerned. And it's better to
So that.
shoot first before you start killing nobles.
So you said we. Though okay. I'll.
Dramatic.
I know where we need to go next. I look to Kraz. Will you be able to send a message for me?
Not until I rest.
Alexander goes, wait, did she learn that spell the night before this? I think so,
Oh,
yeah.
I thought she only just got it, and she was gonna have to learn it after this.
Oh no, she got it today and she learns it tonight. Sorry, my bad. I think, yeah, she was going to learn that tonight.
I don't have it prepared.
She just sort of goes, not until tomorrow, I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. Can we start to leave? I don't know. Like.
The guards are standing there and they're not really like you can see on their faces they seem unsure of what to do here. It's so.
As they're looking at you, I was gonna walk up to her and go. Anyway, it was nice doing business with you, but we need to be on our way. Could you please escort us?
Roll a persuasion check at advantage.
Advantage, nice.
They are already like unsure of what to do. They probably just gonna like be like. The guy at the front goes, yes. If you are seen with that man, you'll probably get in some kind of trouble. Just let us take you to the gate, and don't come back unless you have some kind of meeting.
I just nod.
Alright. He leads you down the spiraled staircase and sort of through the main castle lobby and out through to the gate, and gates are opened and you are all left at the gates. And yeah, you do notice that the Obsidian Order guards that trailed the guards that took you here are nowhere to be seen.
Nice.
Any
Pardon?
birds around?
There any what?
Little birds, like little.
Make a perception check. Not in the city. No, you can't see any little birds around. Dorzan kind of looks over the party and goes, can we go somewhere to talk? This is all a lot.
Yes, I know just the place for that.
Right. It's You take the lead then.
I want to start heading towards where I went yesterday. Or this morning. That was this morning. This morning.
Krabs,
Now-
do you go with him, or are you saying anything?
I'm following.
On the way, can I keep my eyes open for any sort of little creatures?
Let's make an additional perception check twice. Okay, yeah, you find like a small rat as you're walking through the sort of the warrens of the city. Like the outer parts of the Crimson Keep are kind of shit. They're like the pretty like common blacksmiths that work for very cheap and don't really produce very nice things. So as you're walking through that section, you see a few rats like scurry across the side of the road, and you could.
I like try and calm them and put them in my sack that I bought.
Yeah, make an animal handling check. You walk up and you place your hand down, and like seemingly like they weren't paying attention to you before, but as soon as your like sort of presence is noticed, like two of them turn and just begin walking towards you and up into your hand.
I'll place them in my little sack, and I'll like whisper to them, like, because I'm like a furbolg and I have I'll be like, I have a special task for you later, and then continue walking.
Okay, they just quite unreluctantly just go into the sack and just They move occasionally against your body, like as the sack's being held there, but other than that, they seem content to be in a sack.
And then when before we like enter, anyone wants to do anything on the way, but can I cast Animal Messenger?
Yeah, and get them to go alert of your coming, or to Sisora?
To like try and
Oh, to Omedan, right? Yep.
Omedan and Sisora, like
Okay.
one each.
And just tell them to meet you at the
The
temple of the Wild Mother. Yeah. Okay. So,
if I have enough words, I don't know if I'll have enough, but if I have enough words, some directions for like Sisora, because I don't know if she knows where it is. Because I know Omedan does, but I don't know if Sisora knows. So,
you can get sort of like by the east wall of, or the east border of X, or the east wall of the city in Corellin's Ascent. That'd be like something you could say, but you wouldn't be able to give like precise like road directions.
Oh yeah, go this way. No. I just want like it's this like the sort of the same directions I got from Omedan. It's like this area of like that place.
You can definitely do that. All right. As you guys are walking through the Crimson Keep Market, you see a few of the Imperial Guards like running across the street towards the northern part of the city. You're like heading east, like southeast, and they're crossing roads with their swords drawn and their shields at the ready, heading towards the northern part of the city. There is about a dozen guards in the small group that you see heading towards that way. And yeah, a lot of the citizens of the city are kind of like backing off the streets and muttering to each other, and there's a general sort of wariness and slight panic to this general populace as you're walking through the city currently. Because it doesn't seem often that the siege weapons on the castle are used.
Not my pace. Okay. Seeing that everyone's sort of.
Alright, well, go back to Brendan. What are you doing? You're in the middle of the streets, you can hear the footfall of soldiers in the distance, and you are bleeding out. Hopefully you're not muted. You are muted.
Whoops, my bad. Yeah, every 6 seconds I am, because I'm still flying, I'm dashing and just
through the snow.
Just searching.
Are you trying to hide it all, or are you just trying to move?
I'm just moving 120
stealth
feet
check
through the
at
buildings.
disadvantage.
Sure.
So as you're running through one of like the side streets, you bump into what appears to be a middle-aged elven woman. She goes, "Oh, excuse me, guards, he's over here!" And she runs out of the alleyway that you've just ducked into and like points down it, and you can hear that they are beginning to get like they are honing in on your location. Make another stealth check at disadvantage as you're running.
Oh, I'm flying.
Flying, sorry. But you're going like through the buildings to maintain like some sort of cover, right? Or are you flying above them?
I'm going between them to make sure I don't get shot by a ballista.
Yeah. Okay. So you would have... Okay, so she was like hanging things... We'll say she was hanging things from like sort of like a shitty wooden balcony on like a clothesline. One of those ones that goes like across the tall buildings. You know, how they reel them out of hanging across the roads? Yeah, like that. And you like bump into her and like you stumble onto a fucking... her balcony for a moment and then get back up and continue to fly. And you leave like traces of blood on the ground, and that's how she notifies them. And they're still running along you actually turn around and you see them behind you running along the ground towards you. Make another stealth check at disadvantage.
Do I get away?
You're not quite away yet. Like, you gotta make another one. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
You try to dip between another alleyway, and you see that on the other end of that alleyway there are another set of guards that are there aiming bows up at you. So you've taken a pretty poor path with that roll, and there are guards sort of on your tail. Just let me quickly get...
This must be fast.
Let me quickly get a guard stat block up. There are 3 guards with bows at the other end of that alleyway, and they are all going to fire once at you. 14, 20, and 15.
They all hit.
Jesus. Okay. So it'd be 6, 3, and 4 damage. It's 13 total. Piercing. Okay. Yeah, so 3 arrows just straight into your chest, and you are beginning to be incredibly riddled with holes, and there is blood dripping from almost every part of your body. And make an acrobatics check.
Yikes. Holy shit, man.
As you are flying towards them and get hit with these arrows, you get kind of like veered off of course and you smack into the side of a building and you begin to fall down to the ground. Make an athletics or acrobatics check to try and like hold yourself against the wall, or make another decision. Like you are falling at this point because you've lost your...
Wait, falling?
Well, yeah, like you can still like lose like your balance in the air. You're not like a perfect being. Like you can still like be shot and be like veered off and smack into something.
I'm just gonna do this quickly.
Okay, so you succeeded on all those. Yeah, so you got shot and you veered off and you hit a wall and you begin to like stumble and try and like you're trying to recover and get back into flight, but I need you to make a check to see if you can do that. Okay, so yeah, you push off of the wall that you've bumped into and you're sliding down, and you get back into flight, and I need you to make another stealth check as you try to fly away.
Just normals.
Still at disadvantage because yeah, you're flying at max speed.
Oh jeez.
Oof. Okay. You turn a corner and start heading towards where you think is the right direction to get back home, but you're starting to get quite disorientated, and you like very cartoon-like run into someone's clothesline and get caught on it, and you hear this loud like snap and twang as you're wrapped in someone's laundry, and you are dragging what appear to be like these nails that are hanging on the edges of this rope that is holding up this person's clothes, and it is clanging along the sides of the buildings. And you can see that there are at least 12 guards on your tail right now, and 4 of them are firing arrows up at you. So...
Sorry, can you tell me how fast these guards are running?
Like, it's not the same guards. Like, there are a lot of guards in this city that are, like, coming out and, like, cutting you off. Like you're avoiding, like the guards are getting left behind, but because you're so bad at stealth, other guards are like coming from various parts ahead of you and cutting you off.
Yeah, like
yeah,
the whole city's basically going to high alert mode, and you're flying through it bleeding.
yeah. So it's not like the same 12 guards from the start of the chase. It is just you're making noise, and guards that are nearby are being able to see where you are and like cut you off. So that's 4 attacks, 9, 21, 16, and 4. So I think 2 of those hit.
Yeah.
3 and 7 damage.
Alright.
Make an acrobatics check to try and get that, like, sheets and clothing that are wrapped around you off. Can't quite get it off, and you're still hindered. Say your move speed's dropped by about 10 at this point, because you're trying to fly with like cloth wrapped around you. Make another stealth check at disadvantage.
I'm gonna be.
Unless you want to do like a specific action.
I'm gonna be using my healing pool as a bonus action. My
Okay.
staff of healing from mass cure wounds.
Mhm.
So that's 6. Nice. I'm just gonna do that first. Cool.
Oh, that's a nice roll.
Okay, that's pretty good. It's good healing. Okay, so you heal up that amount.
Jesus.
Pretty good. Yeah, that is pretty good.
That's as good as what I've heard.
Still pretty good.
Oh yeah, for 3d8 actually, that's not bad. I thought it was higher. Yeah, so what, moved like 50 and then
Yep. Okay. You continue flying at a somewhat slowed speed, and you are heading, like, you're just about reaching, like, maybe a quarter of the way through the Crimson Keep Market. Like, this is a huge location that you're trying to get through.
like Crimson Keep Market?
Yeah, like, you got to realize how big this city is.
I thought I was up.
Oh, sorry, so you're heading through Viren's Refuge. You'd be just about hitting Viren's Refuge right now. Oh, you're going up out of the city.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Oh, okay, I thought you were heading, like...
Yeah, no, I was saying the whole time I'm going up this way, bro.
Okay, I didn't say that. My bad. Alright,
That's why I was confused as to
okay,
why
so you're about halfway out. You're about
guards.
halfway to the edge of the buildings. But, well, the guards are still in this. This is still the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what this is, because like the way you described it, it sounded really like barren.
No, I said it was... No, I didn't. I said it was slums. I said it was stacked buildings and slums. So there are, like, people... This is, like, where people live. This is the primary, like, living area for, like, the people who aren't wealthy enough to live anywhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Okay, make a perception check for me.
perception. God.
Alright, this is not going well. There are guards, like, coming out from side to side. You are noticing that you're getting, like, closer to where the buildings are starting to thin out and be less stacked up, so there's, it's becoming less, like, 5 to 6 story, like, stacked up slums and more to, like, the 2 to 1 story buildings as you're getting closer to the edge of the city. But, a few more guards tossing arrows at your way. We'll do 3 more. One of them hits for 2 damage. Okay,
I assume, like, in real timeness, we're, like, probably only just getting out the keep gates at this point, aren't we?
yeah, like, you're just getting out the keep gates, maybe, like, slightly down the road at this point. Like, you are not so far at this point.
Yep.
Okay. Alright, let me just check some things. Okay, so at this point, you are able to see the edge of the city, and you notice that along the edges of the buildings, there's a lot of, like, farmland and such, and there are, like, clear empty fields from here. It's in the distance for you, but you can still see that it's beginning to open up a bit. You notice that about 1 a mile and a half to your left and a mile and a half to your right-ish, like closer to... So like basically where the road is here, there is like a checkpoint where you can see this road. You can kind of see like just you can see about here-ish. There is a checkpoint there where there are several guards posted, and they do have like catapults set up along that road. Well, not along it, but like near that area. Make another stealth check at disadvantage.
Sure, I'll be back in a second. I'm just gonna get a drink.
Yep.
If I get a good roll this time. Oh god. No.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I would have pulled off that fucking shit by now. Like, use my action to pull off that speed.
Yep. Okay, so you can use your act. That'll slow you down by like 50 feet for a turn.
Yeah. Because I'm not dashing.
Yeah. Okay, so you get the sheet off. You're back up to 60 feet of movement. So you're doing a bit better now. Perception check for me. Okay, so just out of the corner of your eye before it happens, you see a man holding what appears to be a bowler, and he is rearing back ready to throw it at you. Because you saw it before it happened, make a dexterity check at disadvantage.
Disadvantage?
Advantage, sorry.
Okay, I was like, fuck, man.
Dexterity save at advantage.
Oh god.
Alright, he throws he throws the rope with like the two balls at the end at you, and it wraps around your ankles, and the weight of it pulls you down, and you begin to be drawn towards the ground by this the bowler that's been wrapped around your ankles. And
3-player campaign, woo!
Yes.
And yeah, you get dragged down, and you can see the man who threw it at you is coming around the corner of one of the buildings and is approaching where you are going to land. What do?
Well, can I take it off?
Make an attempt. Make a sleight of hand check. This will slow your speed. That is so sad. Alright, you come skidding to the ground, and you feel your skin being ground against the gravel roads. Like, these are pretty shitty roads. They're not paved or anything, or bricked or anything like that. They are just this like rough gravel, and you drag along the ground and come to a halt. And you can't move your ankles, and the weight of this bowler is holding you down. And you can, as you roll over to face the person who is throwing this at you, you see what appears to be a guard, but in slightly heavier armor, wielding who has a greatsword on his back, and he draws it and aims it down at you, and he goes, "All right, you've had your fun. Come with me."
I slam my staff down and I say, "Back the fuck up."
All right. You can hear the footfalls of soldiers maybe 500 feet away. Like it is like a faint like coming towards you, and he's holding his sword at you. He's not doing anything yet, and he is on guard. "Come on, you've got to know this isn't going to work out. Just back down."
You attacked me. Back off. I'm free to leave.
You were free to leave, but you broke the agreement. You were to be escorted out of the castle.
I escorted myself, and I'm trying to get these fucking ballers off.
He places his foot on your ankles and holds you down with his foot.
No. I'm gonna Eldritch Blast him.
Okay, make an attack roll.
Oh wait, where's that? There it is.
That hits.
All of them?
Yes.
Just asking. Can I have it so it just pushes him? I just want him pushed off.
You don't want to deal damage?
No.
Okay.
I just want to push him back. Like fucking force push him, like off my ankle.
Yep. I say you could do that. Yeah. You knock him back the distance that it normally
30
does.
feet.
Yeah. Just give me one moment.
I'm just like scratching, like step on my fucking ankles.
All right. He like sheathes his sword, like realizing that he probably isn't going to be able to hit you, and he begins casting a spell. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw as he just says, "Halt." All right. He casts command on you, and you just push through it. You feel the words begin to take grip, and you break free.
I am furious right now.
There are guards coming. Like, you can hear them. They are a good, I'd say, they were 500 feet away. Before, they're probably closing in about 400 feet.
Is this like chains or is it like rope around my ankle?
It is, it's like a rope with 2 heavy weights on either end.
Oh, can I just cut it?
Yeah, take your action to do so.
Yeah. Yeah, use my dagger to just cut the fucking rope.
Alright, as you begin, as you're doing that, so take your action to do that. It's going to cut the rope, and he's going to, on his turn.
Do I have my movement?
You have to use half your movement to get up, but yes.
Yeah, I'll fucking use 30 and then 30 to back up. I won't leave, but I'm just gonna back up.
Right. As you like begin to run away, it comes to his turn, and he sprints after you and tries to tackle you to the ground. Make a contested strength or acrobatics or athletics check.
I'll be back in a second. I think my food's ready.
Oh wait, what the fuck?
Oh, I don't think you beat this.
Yeah, no, I've got a +2. Like,
okay, he nat 20'd with a +7.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just like runs at you and spear tackles you to the ground and holds you down, and he is holding your wrists down to the ground because he knows you're a spellcaster now, and he is trying to stop you from being able to do anything with those.
The thing he doesn't realize is my hands can be full and I can still attack.
Oh, he doesn't know you're a fucking specific kind of warlock. He's just trying to hold you down for the guards to arrive. Yeah, cool.
Yeah. I might... How does this work? If I was to... Could I use my grappling hook to try and get out of his grip? Like, to try and grab onto, like, a wall or something? Or would that not work?
You'd have, like, if you want to take your action to try and get out of his grip, yeah, you can do that. Like, wait, sorry, I didn't hear, sorry.
I want to use my grappling hook to try and see if I can, like, pull myself out of his grip.
It's
like,
not, like, in your hand, and your hand's being held down? Like, oh, you mean, like, the one on your gauntlet?
Yeah, like,
is
grappling
it on your
hook
gauntlet?
I've got now. Yeah, I've got a grappling hook.
Okay, so what are you exactly trying to do? Because it kind of just, like...
Basically, I want to try and, like, pin down Spider-Man, pull myself up.
So you want to hook it onto, like, a nearby building and then pull yourself up?
Yeah.
Okay. What are the checks regarding that? Like, there's got to be, like, a block
I don't
for it?
know.
Would you say make a general dexterity check?
If the target is smaller, you can make it grapple check, pull it to you and grapple it. Alternatively, if the target is medium or larger, you can choose to be pulled to it. This does not grapple.
Okay, so I would say you would have a strength check at advantage, or a dexterity check at advantage to try and, like, pull yourself away, and he would have to try and check against you.
Okay.
To try and hold you down against the grappling hook, so...
Okay, I'll give that a shot, I guess, if it fucking works.
It's an 11. You get out from underneath him, but you can hear the guards rapidly approaching.
I'm just gonna... Well, I'm hooked on the wall right now, so I'm just gonna stay there, kind of like Spider-Man-esque, having my feet on the wall.
Yep. Are you just waiting for the guards to show up?
I'm not gonna...
Pardon?
Oh, Susan was letting me know dinner was ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why can't you guys just let me be on my way?
It's only him at the moment. The others haven't arrived.
I'm asking him.
Because you had an agreement, and you broke it.
I agreed to come to a meeting. I came.
And that you would be escorted within the castle grounds.
I don't remember that.
I don't care what you remember.
Wait, how does this guy know this?
You don't know who he is.
I don't know, but... Thought process.
You can ask him.
How do you know this, being so far away from the keep?
Roll a persuasion. He starts talking, then he's just like, wait, why am I answering you? Alright, he would have to do... Alright, you bet him. He goes... The Azamar from the Isle of Aziraphale have a network that allow us to travel quickly. The higher ranking guards. I being one of them. And you notice, as he's explaining this, that he has a faint familiarity in his, magic to you. There is something there that seems familiar to you.
So attacking me is the best option.
When you use magic within a restricted area without permission, yes.
Sorry, I didn't know I attacked you.
You didn't. You used magic within a restricted area without permission.
I can't wait to see your face when you find out what's going on.
Roll an intimidation check. Even with a nat 20, he's at 22.
Yeah.
He goes, well, be it as it may, I have to do my job. And he kind of just grumbles to himself. I'm more afraid of my superiors than I am of you. So, you either come with me, or we continue to attack.
What happens if I come with you?
You will be put in prison until we understand your circumstance.
I do not agree to these terms. I am willing to talk, but I'm not willing to be put in jail.
You don't get to choose which laws you follow when you enter a city.
Well, I'm sitting here. I'm giving you...
The laws state that
Made
if you use a spell within a restricted area, that you will be killed or put in prison. Make your choice.
Did we get told this?
You don't get told the laws when you enter a place.
Okay, I'm just asking. I'm just asking.
You were told that you were to be escorted in and out of this place, but you weren't told the specific laws regarding fucking spellcasting within the city or within restricted areas.
Yeah. Okay. Because I'm just this is my character's first time. I'm I don't know the fucking laws.
Yeah, but that doesn't absolve you from the laws.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Point of interest: would Kraz know the laws of that area?
Oh yeah.
Having lived here before.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. What was going on?
It's not you didn't even have to be taught it. It's just kind of common sense that you don't go around slinging spells in an imperial guarded location.
Yeah, but it's even more obvious if you've lived here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn to Joanna and go, oh, Bliss is doing okay.
So you guys are just about exiting the Crimson Keep at this point. The Crimson Keep Market, sorry. You're just you're about 10 minutes from the Cragyard at this point. If that's the route you're taking. You could go the long way through Bleakwater Landing if you want, but I don't see a reason. Yeah, so you're still having this conversation? He's just on guard at you?
He's on the ground, yeah, and I'm hanging on a building.
You're about 15 feet up.
Okay.
These buildings aren't tall at this part of the city.
Oh god. I'm so I want to fly away, but I'm I really shouldn't do it because it's such a bad decision.
Does he have? No, he doesn't. Make a perception check.
Okay.
You're like looking around to see where the guards are going to come from, and down the road about a block down, so you see a cloaked figure like peeking around the corner at you, and as he notices you notice him, just darts around the corner and disappears.
How far?
About a block, so 90 feet.
I'm going to say follow me and dash towards that location.
Alright, 1 second. What level spell is Fly?
3.
Okay, he casts Dispel Magic on you, and it instantly drops, and you skid to the ground.
Oh, you're kidding me.
He looks at you and goes, I said stop.
Oh. How far am I? Oh, like from that corner?
You made it maybe 30 feet before he could. Oh, so you made it your movement, so 50 feet, 60 feet. You're about 30 feet from the corner.
Oh, so I didn't get the dash.
No.
Okay.
You get the idea he was probably holding the spell.
Would I not have seen him cast it?
You might have, but you don't know if he has the ability to do it without you seeing.
Okay.
Like I rolled a stealth off, just like, to see against your passive perception, because you're not like actively looking for his spells, like. So.
Jeez. I'm gonna try to to myself, like looking away from him, cast my ring enhance ability.
Okay. Make a stealth check. Are you trying to like not to be seen doing it?
Yeah.
Okay. Stealth check.
Oh, fuck me. What's with these nat ones, you piece of shit?
As you do so, because you're on the ground, he like walks up and stomps on your wrists and holds your arm down. Enough of that. I told you to wait. If this is all just a misunderstanding, you'll be in prison for a night and you'll go home tomorrow.
Fucking done.
What are you doing?
Very tempted to kill him
Try to kill
as a
him.
player, but as a character.
It's up to you.
What's your name?
Harrison.
We're remembering that.
Good. Wouldn't want you forgetting who took you down.
Don't get so high and mighty. And I won't move.
Okay. The guards approach, and they're about, after maybe 5 minutes, there are a good 20, 30 guards surrounding you. And Harrison just like rolls you over and puts your hands behind your back, and he places shackles on them, and as he does so, you feel...
I thought I was already on my back.
No, you're on...
Oh,
no, he rolls you onto your stomach, sorry, and places like some cuffs on you from
Yeah.
behind your back.
I thought I was already on my stomach, but yeah.
No, you're on your back.
Oh.
I'm assuming you rolled to face him. You're not talking to him like... You didn't like land and then just lie on the ground with your face in the dirt talking to him.
I mean, yeah, because he stood on my arm.
Okay, well, if
can't-
that's the case, then you're already face down. Okay. Yeah, so he puts your hands behind your back and cuffs you, and as he does so, you feel the connection to your magic disappear.
Ooh. You're dead.
Good day for fucking bliss. Twice in one
Oh.
day.
Oh, he's fucking freaking out. He's shaking, like he's shaking out. Be like, I'm gonna Oh,
And you're
He's-
escorted back to the Crimson Keep, down underneath it, and into a cell. As you are shoved in and a loud clunk of the jail cell closes in front of you.
did I lose my items?
Yeah, like they stripped you of your magic items, and you are in there wearing nothing but those cuffs.
Wait, so I've lost all my items.
All your
like,
belongings have been taken off of you.
all. I just. Oh, I do need a fucking.
And he leaves the cuffs on you.
I'm sitting there and taking note. Harrison.
All right. We'll jump back to the party. You make it to the location that Drano is guiding you to the
Whereabouts in the city is that? Just out of
about here-ish, like somewhere in this. Like,
Okay.
Yep.
As we on our way through, like as we start to enter Coralon's Descent and heading through it, I want to turn around and go, how are you for coin at the moment, Drano?
Why do you ask?
I think there's something very useful we should pick up on our way through here.
How much does that cost?
I'm not 100% sure. I'll pay for it if I can, but I want to look for someone that's selling scrolls, Chris.
Okay. Make a survival check.
Survival check?
Yeah. It's like you're trying to fare yourself in like a location that you're not like. Oh.
Oh wait, I'm familiar with this location. What are you talking about?
Okay. Make it an investigation check then. That's
much
better for you. That's a plus fucking
10.
10. Yeah. Okay. You look around for a moment. It takes you a moment to sort of gauge where you are in the city because you're being guided and you weren't really paying too much attention. You're like, oh wait, okay, this way, and you notice that there is like just down the road what appears to be some sort of magic shop, which are fairly common in this area. Like that's kind of the deal.
As we walk in, excuse me. I was wondering if you saw scrolls here.
Pop in and it was kind of abrupt, and the guy just looks at you. He's just a dwarven fellow, just slicked back hair, just quite short for a dwarf. He doesn't have a beard, and he looks kind of strange. And he just goes, "Oh, yeah, I sell scrolls. What can I do you for?"
Would you happen to have a scroll of non-detection?
I probably got one laying around here. Let me give it a look. And he comes out from behind the counter, and you see, like, as you look around the store and take it in, there are a lot of bookshelves and just like scrolls that are stacked up in little drawers, like sort of like open plan drawers that are like slid into shelves. What level spell is non-detection? Third. Okay. I believe that's 390 gold, if I remember correctly. Oh, no, scrolls are cheaper than. Sorry, I'll just check.
I definitely have the money.
If it's 390, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even if it was more, I've definitely got the money.
Okay.
Have you seen how much money I have, Chris?
I know it's a lot. I just don't know the exact amount. Scroll. Scroll level 3 is 200. 200 gold.
Do you have 2 of them?
Yeah, I could probably. Yeah, I got 2 here, and he pulls out 2 scrolls from it's like you see it's just like a wicker basket full of about 30 scrolls. And he goes, yeah,
okay.
Here's the one. He pulls 2 out. 400 gold.
Okay. I've got enough for that. Do I have enough for that? Third level spell.
You sure you don't want?
Some assistance wouldn't be astray.
In 8.
8 gold.
268. Because I've got 68, and that's really awkward. I don't like that number, so I'm gonna put 268.
Okay, so you've got 132 to pay, I believe, after that.
I'll pay 132 easily.
Okay. So you get the 2 scrolls and you head out back towards the Temple of the White Mother.
I'm going to immediately use one of the scrolls.
Okay.
Wait, sorry. I need to check something. Can be a willing creature or placed. Okay, so it's only against. Okay. I won't do anything with it yet.
Okay. Cool. So you head in and you see the familiar the familiar figures that you saw this morning. The Minotaur that greeted you before is tending to what appears to be some plants. And oh, you're back. So soon. Can I help you with anything? We haven't really discovered much in 6 hours, but I can make an attempt at assisting you.
So I've sent out the messages, yeah, because I don't know how the timeline.
Yeah, you have. Do
Okay.
they get sent back? Can they send them back? Is that how that works, or is it just like a one?
I think they can respond to them.
You think they can?
Delivers your message to the creature that is described, looking at sound. The messenger speaks only to the creature matching the description you gave. It wants to reach. No, it doesn't say they can respond.
Okay. So you don't see them, so.
Does this look like it has multiple rooms, or it's just like one big hallway?
It looks like there are 2 doors that you can see. You don't know where they lead, but there are 2 doors near the entrance. To your left.
His name was Azalin?
Azalin, yeah.
Sorry to intrude, but may we speak in private?
I don't
Gesture
really,
for our group to speak to him in private.
I don't really know how private it can get, but you're welcome to have a conversation in the building. I can clear it out.
Not a room.
There's my private quarters and the storage room.
As he says this, I wanted to say to General, I can make a space.
Sure. We'll use that.
He heads into the temple, and you see a few figures come out after he enters, and he opens the doors, and you look past him, and you see that the temple is as empty as you can see. And he goes, "All right, just the lot of you, or should I keep the doors open for a moment?"
I'm hoping to have two people come and join us.
All right,
too.
well, you've got it for the next few hours if you need it. Will I be necessary here, or should I?
I would appreciate it if you stayed.
All right, I'll wait here. I'll keep tending to my garden. Come get me when you see fit. And he just heads out of the temple and leaves it to you.
I will immediately ritual cast Lehman's Tiny Hut.
Okay.
That last.
I believe it's 8 hours or 12.
It's 8 hours. It's 8 hours, I believe.
Yeah.
Yep, 8 hours. And then inside it, I basically want to make a 10-foot cube of non-detection using a non-detection spell.
All right.
And how long does that last?
8 hours.
Nice.
And then I want to immediately start copying the other scroll into my spell book.
Okay. So Dorzan kind of looks at the party and just goes, "Can I have a word with you? Quickly. Before people arrive."
Yes, sure.
Look, I appreciate your cause and everything you're trying to do, but This city is... it is not my place. It looks as though you need allies. My family and tribe, they live in the mountains. Perhaps I leave you here to do your work and return with some help in a few weeks' time. I don't believe I'm any help in this place. Unless you have a use for me.
See yourself in the tomb. You
That
put in
is
quite the work.
a different place to the city. I can crack skulls, but weave words, not so much.
I am not fond of big cities, forest. I plan to go back into that setting, but play that require.
You have methods of contacting me if you need me, don't you?
Yes.
I look to the wizards and go, yes.
Well, I am happy to return if you shall need me, but I don't know people here. I don't have contacts. If you want me to stay, I will. But if things are as dire as they seem with that army, I see it fit to gather an army.
I do not wish to force you to do anything you do not want to.
All right. Thank you for your time and for helping me get away from that island. And otherwise, I would have been stranded for God knows how long. Thank you. He just...
So I'll reach out my arm, like to sort of shake his hand, like before he leaves.
shakes your hand, and then he yanks you in and wraps his other arm around your shoulders.
Yeah.
He just pats your shoulder for a moment. Thank you. And thank the rest of you. It wouldn't have been possible without you. He kind of gives an awkward nod to Kraz. He doesn't feel as warmly towards him, but still acknowledges the help.
There you go. We'll contact you if we need you for anything.
Happy to help. He just turns.
Don't feel bad don't hesitate to contact us for the same reasons.
As he's walking out, he turns and nods, just keeps walking. And, yeah. You guys wait a little while, and about an hour and a half later, Omadan enters through the front entrance of the temple. Ranor, I came as soon as I could. I was mid-meeting at the keep, but is there a reason you've called me here?
Yes. I said to you last night that I had a meeting. Keep.
Right. Well, shall we begin, or is there more people that need to come?
I am waiting on one other.
All right.
But if she does not come in the next 30 minutes, then...
All right. He just sits down on one of the seats within the temple, and he pops open.
So are you assuming just somewhere in this temple there's just a bubble as well that I'm sitting in?
Yeah. He sits down on one of the chairs and opens what appears to be a small book. Just flicking through it. And about
His demeanor like does he still seem like has anything changed from like when I've last spoken to him?
he seems pretty calm. Make an insight check. Yeah, just seems calm. That's all you can really gauge. About 10 minutes later, Cesora comes through the door and just looks around. I am in the right place. Alright, hey Drenor. She waves awkwardly.
Hello, Cesora. Thank you for coming.
Better directions would have helped. This is the fourth building I've been in.
I had limited words.
Right,
There's only so much you can tell an animal.
and...
And Bliss wasn't there to say it, so he'll never know.
Is there a reason that you've covered this place in magic?
There is. I've summoned. I don't know if that sounds right. I've summoned you, like everyone.
It's up to you.
I don't know if that sounds like. If that sounds like
That's an actual thing.
I've summoned everyone here. Some things have happened, and I think it is important for everyone that I trust and trust their opinions to discuss what to do next.
Okay.
That you be a part of this.
So, problem? The guy that followed me here, not good?
Probably not.
No, not the best.
Um,
How to turn him away?
I mean, he's not with me, he just followed me.
It's okay if we discuss this inside the hut, inside the non-detection. We should be fine.
Yeah, right. Okay. Well, I'm ready to discuss whatever needs to be discussed. Your friend, the blue fellow, what of him?
I should Bliss.
I think so.
I freaked out, and we haven't heard anything.
Our next step will be
So,
Something also we need to discuss.
all right. Well, I guess I'll wait until the conversation begins. And she just awkwardly steps into the bubble and sits down.
I find Azalin.
Okay. He's just outside, just watering some plants with what appears to be some kind of like druidcraft-esque magic.
Yeah.
Oh, everyone's arrived.
Yes, everyone is here.
All right. Let's begin, I suppose.
Usher everyone into the bubble.
And it's kind of crowded because there's quite a few people in here, but you managed to get everyone in.
Is there? Oh wait, is there still enough space to do more people?
How much does that bubble comfortably fit? I'm pretty sure it states in the spell, right?
9.
9. Okay, so the party is usually 6. You're down to at 4. You've got plus 2, 6, 7. Probably got 2 more.
I'm going to cast
Comfortably 2 more.
as ancestral guidance.
Okay.
Benfell to come out. Whamsies.
So one figure appears with your ancestral guidance, and it is an unfamiliar one, but still Furbolg. Kind of glances around.
Does Benfell come out too?
He does, yeah.
Okay.
Jenna, you have summoned me?
Yes, and who might you be?
Arturia. She's a female Furbolg. She appears to be wearing some kind of metal armor, as far as you can tell.
Okay.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
With the, it doesn't actually state in the spell Layman's Tiny Hut if you can hear through it or not.
I don't think you can.
But you were running it last session because that guy talked to me in one, and we moved on the channel. So
Yeah, I think it works as though there's no sound that comes in and
Yep.
out. I think it's just
or it's like you can make it one way or another because
Yeah.
a lot of it's like you get to choose.
yeah. So
Cool.
we'll run it that way. Okay. So
What's
everyone-
Armadon's reaction? Does he recognize it at all?
He kind of looks quizzically at the figure for a moment, just nods in acknowledgement at you.
Okay.
It's a fine spell you've got. You should sit down and show me how it works sometime.
Yes, it'd be very easy. I will do that.
Thank
Now, if I've gathered you all, because I feel like it is important, minds discuss this, not just a few. Quite the predicament on our hands.
Cesaro
Do
kind of
moving
goes,
forward.
I mean, I'm already aware of what's going on, but are you sure that... She kind of like eyes Omadon for a moment. If the problem is contained within certain echelons of the Empire, perhaps people from there are, and she just like tilts her head towards him, not the best idea?
Saying that I shouldn't trust Armadon? Is that what she's suggesting? I'm retarded.
She's suggesting that like the problem, or part of the problem, is within the upper government, and he's from the upper government, so she's unsure, like, as to your reasoning as him being here is like kind of the implication.
Okay. Said that you know the situation. What is it that you know? Because there might be more to it.
First, I probably need to know what you know, so that I don't tell you anything that you don't know that you shouldn't.
How do I? Well, if you say that there's a problem, yep, okay. Well, good. I sort of look at my fellow party members for like,
Are you aware that the threat on the archive probably isn't legitimate?
I have strong reason to suggest that it is.
Oh, well, it is, but it isn't. The archive itself will never actually be within threat. Some grunts or such might die, but the whole plan is to stage it with a daring rescue at the end by a certain individual.
I see. And what conditions are required for this to happen? If this is going to happen, who is going to defend against the initial attack if there is a daring rescue?
The original plan that we have came into, they want it to be us.
Right. And was there any mention of what would happen if you didn't?
Was there?
wasn't it we would all get imprisoned or something as like traitors or something like that?
Blackmailed.
Something like that.
Yeah, like it was basically yeah.
We'll get blackmailed.
Well, we were blackmailed into protecting the job originally before we knew about the other implications anyway. So I'm assuming that wouldn't change.
Mm-hmm. So if you don't defend the attack will not be lethal? Is that... I'm sorry, that's the understanding?
What?
Well, if you're not there, you might be criminally implicated through whatever means that this figure has suggested, but if you don't show up, the planned attack won't be lethal to the archive.
Probably
Even if
not.
we-
That would undercut the plan.
Even if, well, I mean, the plan is for the day to be saved. If the attack goes forward without us, the day will still be saved by those. It won't be as big of a word,
Okay.
Sure.
big of a spectacle as what it appears that they want it to be.
Okay. So why do they want you to do it then? If they could just, if they're coordinating the attack, why would they need somebody to defend against it prior to the big spectacle?
They want heroes that have been proven in combat to try and defend against this attack, and then this other group to swoop in and save the day, so it looks like they are far superior to anyone else.
Okay.
Aid people in certain ventures.
And also, the plan was to come in at the brink of defeat, which probably means they need someone expendable and probably don't care if we live or die during it.
And your relationship with whomever is causing this to happen, explain that.
I don't know about the rest of the party, but they probably want me dead.
So who is... So you believe that... Who is...
Is that more information than what you had?
We have some other information. Her eye twitches for a moment as she's like thinking. Jono, can I take you aside?
You want to have this conversation out somewhere you can be detected?
Could perhaps the rest of you step out? Let me have maybe 3 sentences.
Fortunately, as you should know, I can't leave this bubble.
She just like pulls out her notebook and starts like scribbling in it, and then tears out a page and hands it to you, Jono.
What language is it in? Do I understand it? No.
It's in common. It says, if you were an official member of the High Guard, she could share any information she wanted with you. But there are only 2 ways of that happening. Either you are inducted or married into the guild.
This sly bitch.
I don't catch any of that, do I?
Wait, sorry, what was that?
You can make a perception check, like to see if you can see the note over Drano's shoulder, but...
Sure, why not?
Sorry, what was said?
Whoops, it's performance, not perception.
Okay, you don't. You can't read it. Or you don't know what the note says, because it was handed to Drano, and also you're not there.
Oh, I thought he read it. You read it.
No,
out
he didn't
loud.
read it out loud. I read it to
Oh,
Drano, but it's your character and you.
Well,
yeah.
the idea was that she wanted to tell me something without anyone knowing.
Yeah.
But she wrote it down, gave it to me because she can't tell me. Why would I read it out? That would be just,
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah,
retarded.
yeah.
I was just curious as a player.
Okay.
I don't actually. How does that even work in like this setting? Like, is it just like not like IRL? Like, is it the same?
Pretty much.
I wasn't just
Get
wasn't
doors
sure.
on to come back quickly so you can cast ceremony.
Yeah, the ceremony spell is like essentially how it works. You just, yeah.
feel like that gives you good bonuses as well.
It's pretty good, yeah. I said it out loud, and Bryce, like to him as he because he was reading it. But it doesn't matter whether you heard it or not, because it's like not.
We're all good players here. We know that you guys didn't see that.
Yeah.
I guess I will wait to write, so I can't respond.
She hands you a small quill and a little vial of ink with a cork on it.
And that's not a huge amount of space left. I guess I will write that this isn't quite the circumstances in which I'd like to go about it, and I wish that there was more time. And then I'll circle the second option and give it back.
She reads it. And... I'm confused. Is this a yes or a no?
Yes, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And she kind of visibly starts to shake a little bit, you could kind of see that it's excitement, but she's just it's nervousness too, and she's just like, all right, okay. So.
I mean, for this conversation now, does that change anything?
Yeah, I can do that. Okay. Just know that if you refuse to go through with it, I will be put in prison and executed after this. If anyone were to find out I said anything. Just so you're aware, that's what I'm putting on the line here, and I don't really want that.
Wait, why would you not be able to say things?
It's a part of the Charter of the High Guard. This is information procured by them that I am aware of, and if I share it outside of members of the High Guard, I can be executed.
How many members of the High Guard other than her have I seen?
There are,
I've seen a few,
a lot, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I just want to pick one random that I've seen and disguise self to look like them.
Okay.
It's a real shame I deceived you.
She squints at you from it. She knows what you've done. She goes, oh, yes, and he's a member
and I'm
of
assuming,
the council, and sure.
And I'm assuming if people found out that I deceived you in this form, I'd be the one getting executed, not you. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Fuck man, you're smart. I love that.
All right.
I had that prep because we were walking through the city and I didn't know if I was gonna have to fucking dip from guards.
Kind of nods and goes, all right, well, the attack is real, and it will be at full force as far as we're concerned. It seems a deal has been struck with somebody from beyond this plane to attack, and it is suggested that they aren't to pull punches whatsoever. They are to attack regardless of defense or not.
Well, we know this, but
if you're not there, who's this person that is organizing the attack? What suggests to you that they care what happens here? If they are able to, if they are able, if they have the sway within places such as this, the Nine Hells, are they not powerful enough to just teach you a lesson and try again later?
Because if the archive falls, I don't know how that would affect their positioning, but if it stands because of them, that would put them in a prime position to become king.
Yes. We are aware of certain dealings of the candidate. We know that he has somebody posted within the Imperial Guard, and that it looks like he's going to become king regardless of this attack. He has the votes of 75% of the Council of Races, and most of the guilds are in his favour, as far as we've been able to determine.
This is why I have Omadon here, trusted friend. He is a member of the Council of Races.
I know who he is.
He me that he will help sway those votes. Now, the reason why the needed conversation is because there are two threats. There is confused, and then there is one that's imminent, but in the future.
So what's your plan? Are you to go and defend this place, or are you to allow yourselves to be outlawed? I understand that you called me here to discuss that, but do you have an idea of any sort?
I can't speak for the others, but personally I'm torn.
Right.
I have been outlawed before. I could survive being outlawed again, but I don't necessarily owe any debt to anyone in this city from my position.
Okay.
Nor a reason to save it, but I understand and have a great respect for the sheer amount of arcane knowledge that we would be protecting.
Okay.
That alone makes me want to step up.
This next part is something... The archive is a lot easier destroyed if gotten to than one would assume. If they do reach the archive, they could do it without... They could destroy it without having to... how do I explain? The archive is not an object so much as that it is a being. And if that being were to be killed, the information within that being is not retrievable. That is by design, so that if we were to need to get rid of all of this in the event of an attack on the capital, it is possible. It also makes the archive somewhat portable. Somewhat. But attackers could get to it and kill it without having to do too much damage to the building or any of the people around it. I understand, like you've said before, that they would maybe benefit from defending it, but as a member of the High Guard, I clearly show great concern for the safety of this
There is
being.
Many powerful casters within the High Guard, yes?
Yes.
The archive itself, is it magically talented?
Well,
I know it has
yes.
the information, but there is
Not
a difference, as you know.
magically talented, yes, but not combat magic.
That doesn't necessarily matter for what I'm thinking.
Mhm.
Could we create a fake duplicate and have them kill that?
Problem is moving the archive somewhere where... Moving the archive at all is the issue. It's quite large.
How large?
Yeah,
Is it
how
giant?
large?
Well, you fought draconic creatures before?
Not personally.
Well, yes.
Do you know of dragons and how large they can get?
Yes.
Well, it's a dragon. A large one. Uh, dimensions, I would say. She describes what is like essentially like gargantuan. It's like larger than giant, ginormous, whatever. At least
Gargantuan.
30 feet by 30 feet.
Well, so we can't move it through traditional.
Well, moving a
That's easy to
dragon
move.
like out of like physically would be difficult. If you have a magical means of transporting it elsewhere, it would have to be secure, and you would have to convince the high-ranking members of the High Guard that it is a good idea, considering he holds.
Does the High Guard
all-
have any other secure locations that probably wouldn't be attacked that we could move it to?
I would have to check records and such. There's no doubt that there are other facilities, but
Because we can move it anywhere in our pocket.
Huh?
So long as it is willingly polymorphed.
right, polymorph. I'd have to talk to it, well, not me, the keepers, but I suppose yes. Would you maintain that form while we're storing it somewhere else, or would you allow it to turn back into its original form at the location? Because that determines whether I have to find a location suitable for storing a dragon.
That, I think, depends on a lot of things, unfortunately.
Right. Okay. It's a lot.
The other thing, the biggest problem with that, though, might be creating a fake gargantuan dragon.
There are
Unless we could borrow a real gargantuan dragon from somewhere.
No.
If we could... Do you have people with access to powerful illusion magic?
The High Guard doesn't specialize, but there are members of your previous educational location that could.
Do you know... Now, this is going to sound very odd. Do you know anywhere we could acquire the corpse of a gargantuan dragon?
She squints at you for a moment, then like glances at Draenor, and then not
Preferably a once evil one.
Not personally, but I could ask. You would have theoretically there might be, but we don't store them within the city. If we do store them.
Now, Chris, this is a question for the DM.
Yeah.
Given assistants enough resources and time, could I do a very basic animation on something like that?
Probably.
Because more or less my plan is if we could fly something like that, we could get it moving with some necromancy.
Yeah.
Throw an illusion over it so it looks like the archive, and then just have it die. Keep the illusion up until the threat dissipates. Bring the old archive back in.
It's possible. You do know that there is like a head of illusion at the college that you could contact if you needed to, as well as like various students that probably practice the art.
And I mean, I've probably heard of spells like Seeming and that would do a pretty good job.
Yeah, you've definitely heard of those kinds of spells. She kind of like rubs her temples for a moment. She goes, "All right." And
I want to, as I say this next bit, I want to turn to Dragon and just go, and if he fails to save the archive, he gets none of the credit.
And
I
what
go, we
of
could
that?
speed it up. Hell's attacking, and I tap my necklace and go, we can have a small strike force of their warriors inside surprisingly quickly.
Okay. What else do I need to know?
Omadon.
She just like thinks for a moment. Yes.
What's-
Well, I queried the council, and they know very little about the upcoming attack, and most of them refuse to budge, aside from the ones that are already voting against Saras.
Oof, the name drop. The name drop. How does Zora act?
She, like, acknowledges the name. Like, she seems to. It doesn't come as a surprise. You don't see her, like, confused. And he kind of goes, and I suggest that you attend the defense. If this new king is as evil as you claim he is, he might just allow the attack to happen, and I could not have thousands of lives potentially on my hands if I didn't request that you attempt to make a defense.
But what would we do if we do defend it and he does take the credit with he's defending army that swoops in?
He is already in possession of majority votes. I
Also
don't
make
understand the purpose of this attack other to gain more favor than he already has, but he doesn't need it. I think this
gain the
may
favor of the people.
It seems that way, or it might just be a way of controlling you if he has brought you here and he has put you in this situation. Perhaps he doesn't desire anything but to control you. From what you have explained, you pose a threat, and if he is worried about you, he might want to exert some pressure upon you.
I want to turn to Draenor and go, Draenor. In the past, what is the based on past experiences? What are the chances of the things Ceres had said to us being complete and utter lies?
Sure. It like dropped for me.
What are the chances that the things Saras have said in the past are complete and utter lies?
Sure. All I know is that what has been said aside, those things that he has attacked me and whoever's been around me since leaving his castle. So to me, that only adds to everything that he's said. That he experiments and But I don't. With this new information that it's all for this greater purpose to defend. I have no idea. Lost.
So what you're saying is we probably shouldn't take anything he says at face value.
You guys have not met him, have you?
No.
No.
I can tell you that I already do not like him, though.
Did you set the spell so
I
that you
don't
could
know.
hear things coming from outside of the bubble?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, well, can I set it that I can hear things from outside but can't things from
you
here
could,
inside?
yeah, like
If I can do that, that's what I would have done.
Yeah,
because
that's what I was-
especially after she said someone was following.
yeah.
He did have the king killed, and brother. So some people might not have liked him. This shows the character in which he is. So
And he has lied to you in the past, yes?
fuck. I can't even remember half the conversations that I've actually had with him, like one on one, or like not one on one, like face to face. Has he lied to us?
It's kind of hard to really tell. He told you that, well, I mean, a long, long time ago, he told you he was, like, under the service of the king.
Yeah.
And as far as you're concerned, he ordered the killing of the king, so it's a bit... But, like, he hasn't, like, said anything that is, like, directly a lie that you're aware of.
I don't know that he's lied.
Okay.
He did, I only met him a few times, and he did secretive. His Feyre aid. We defeated one that was higher up. Ripped the soul out of one of our friends, the Dragonborn that we met earlier.
Yes, I remember that
Here.
one.
He ripped the soul out of his grung body. So I feel he has no care for anyone but himself.
Hmm. Well, now, Chris, is this something would I know this or not? But is if I wouldn't know this, I'd ask the question. Is the High Guard somewhat separate from the government?
They are funded by them. So
They're funded by them, but kind of like
they share information pretty freely.
yeah. But what I'm saying is like, okay, they share information pretty freely.
They're their own organization, and none of the officials from either sort of govern either side like interchangeably. So like a general from the Imperial Guard couldn't come into the High Guard and be like, "Oi, do this, do that, do this."
Yep. So basically, what I'm getting at is like, if okay, yeah, I think I know enough then. Well, I'll put it this way: the more I think about it, the more I think the logical answer is to try to defend the archive, whether we move it, stand in front of it, and protect it with our lives. No matter what it comes down to, if we succeed, the archive and the wealth of knowledge survives. On a more selfish note, we gain a decent ally in the High Guard ourselves, I would assume.
So Zora goes,
And
yeah, they would be in your debt.
in that case, if the rest of our little endeavor dealing with certain people starts to get too much, we're going to need the allies we can get.
That is true.
I think we need to pick our fights. And fights that can earn us help or notoriety to attract help are worth it.
During this conversation, you hear a knock at the door of the temple.
Would we be within viewing range of the door?
It's not that large of a building, to be honest. Like, you could see the door.
So probably.
It is like,
Yep,
yeah,
yep.
it's a fairly large open area.
Would a Zalen go open it, or would that make the most sense?
Zelen kind of looks over at you and goes, should I allow them in or ignore it? The gravity of these conversations seem quite dire. I don't want to interrupt if...
See who it is first, I believe.
Alright. And he steps up and heads out of the little bubble, and he opens the door and he pokes his head out from him, and you notice he's having a conversation, as far as you can tell. And he comes back and he closes the door and comes back and he goes, it seems there is somebody outside. One of my peers has informed me that someone is requesting audience.
Name.
Pardon? Sorry?
The name.
I did not get a name. He was wearing black robes with a symbol of chaos marked in the center.
Wait, that sounds familiar. Fuck, I'm so forgetful.
It's like the same one you've seen on. Luzar was wearing it. Some of the Feyre are wearing it. Some are would you have been? Oh, the guy, that figure that visited you in the night was wearing it.
Clarice was wearing it, like...
Clarice is wearing it. Like, it doesn't seem to be like specifically allied with Saras. It's just kind of a mark of chaos. But like, yeah.
Was he just outside? I don't know if it
He
was...
appears to be at the boundary of this facility.
a side door to go outside.
You look around. There is a small single door at the back of the temple.
I'll be right back. Can I go out the back and go invisible?
Yep.
And like approach like
stealth roll and advantage.
Somewhat. Try and get a
I'll look at who it is.
Look who it is before I advantage.
Yeah. You walk up. Make a perception check at advantage, because you're like right in front of the dude. All right. You sort of lean down and look up at the hood, and you notice that it is Luzar, the Dragonborn.
I will visibility.
He kind of like steps back a moment, and like upon you suddenly appearing in front of him. Hello, Drano. I request that I speak with you and the party.
Do you know where we were?
I followed your friend, the woman. I've been keeping an eye on quite a few of you while you're here.
Oh, can I trust you?
I can explain a great deal of your questions if you allow. perhaps here is not the best space for that.
Just wait by the door. I'll inform everyone
All right.
when we are ready.
Okay.
I'll go back into the bubble and just say, it is Loza. He says he answers to all our questions. Shall discuss what we were discussing before after a bit later. I don't want him knowing what.
All right.
Sounds good.
Am I needed here any longer, or will this conversation continue?
The conversation will probably continue after, but if you want, I can inform you of what.
I just need to know what your plans are. I think I've said my piece. I wish that you would defend the High Guard, just to avoid any casualties.
By the looks of it, it seems that will probably be what we do. I'll tell you later. I don't want to keep you. I know you're busy.
Thank you. I appreciate you keeping me in the circle on these matters.
It'd probably be best if you head out the back way. I don't want Loza to see you.
All right. Thank you for everything. And just
Will do. Not will do. Fluff.
he shakes your hand and pats your shoulder as he heads out the back door.
When I am sure that he's gone, I will call Loza in.
Loza heads in and looks around. Seems to be inspecting everything that's going on, the magic and the people that are gathered here. He pulls the hood off of his head and crosses his arms. You trust these people?
With my life.
All right.
And I kind of, people that I'm not sure about, I'm not going to name any names, but I'm not sure about, give them some glances.
Okay.
I'm assuming I get one of those.
So Sora kind of glances at him for a moment and just awkwardly shuffles to the side. May I come into this aura of protection, or...
I allow him.
He steps in. All right. I apologize for meeting you under the circumstances that I did, but I was left in that town and I didn't see it fit to wait for you to return.
But we were going to return, right?
I understand. I didn't doubt that. I knew you would return. It is more the fact that waiting there didn't seem the correct choice of action, and when Clarice showed up, I saw an opportunity. A quick travel to the capital and access to, well, Clarice. I understand if you do not trust me, but I think the value of having me within the opposing organization, I suppose, is too beneficial to throw away just to regain your trust. I hope you understand that.
It'd be like a double agent type thing.
I suppose you could explain it that way.
Know that you're not trying to just gain our trust and report back to Clarice.
I will not request that you tell me anything. I understand that you must keep the knowledge that you have to yourselves, what more could I tell them aside from the people that are here, if you do not share any information?
You said that you were keeping tabs on some of us.
Yes. When you arrived in the city, I made sure to be aware of your whereabouts and your actions. As you know, I am quite adept at seeing things. Pardon? Did you say something? Oh, sorry.
I'm just sort of thinking. Well then, no harm in hearing you out.
All right. For one, your friend earlier today has been put in prison.
I just sort of put my hand in my head in my hands. Fucking hell, man.
I will pull some strings and ensure he is released tomorrow, but I suggest you show up and ensure he doesn't get himself into any further trouble.
Probably not a bad idea. I'll give him a rundown of some of the do-nots in city magic. I've had my experiences.
Well, he is locked up within the confines of the Crimson Keep. He will be restrained there until he is tried before the court of Aziraphale. As for Clarice, it seems that she has been given very little information by her leader, and is piecing it together as she goes and trying to make it make sense. I don't believe she has as much power as she gives off.
I see.
She has been given simple commands, as I have gathered, and her explanation of saving the country from the attack from the north is nothing but an assumption. All she knows is that her uncle wants to be king in order to gain imperial resources, and that there is an army coming. She has no confirmation that the two things are related. I also believe that when Seras tore my soul from my original body, it should have been far, far more difficult to return me to my, or anybody for that matter. Upon arriving in the city, I began research on the spell that was cast upon me, and under regular circumstances, nothing short of a true resurrection should have brought me back. It would seem that Seras is limited in some way. I'm unsure of what that might be, but perhaps, I do not say this without understanding the risks, but perhaps an attack upon him might prove successful. Lastly, you are being followed by someone other than I. He wears a similar mark to me. His pale white skin. I originally assumed he was an agent of Seras, but I have seen him follow Clarice as well. And it seems he has motivation outside of the lot of you.
You say that, but he might. If you said he wasn't giving her all the information, there's a chance he could still be an agent, correct?
It is a definite possibility. I just thought it pertinent to make you aware of another player on the field.
Does that person's sound like the person that visited us in the
Make a history check.
I didn't get a good look at them, but I sort of got like a
Yeah,
history.
make a history check.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems pretty familiar. Black cloaked figure, mark of chaos, pale white skin. Matches.
What did we say them?
You didn't.
I didn't. Okay.
Alexander
was
and
before.
Draenor.
Okay, cool.
This was about
Oh.
2 sessions before Kraz.
Okay.
Do you happen to have a name?
I could perhaps attempt to scry upon him. I haven't risked doing so up until now because I wished to inform you of his presence, but I have no other information aside from his apparent interest in you and Clarice, and partially myself.
I feel no, obviously it's very little to go on, but that I've met this person before.
He had a certain air about him. Do you remember my ability to sense when something of a certain kind was nearby?
I assume I do.
Yeah, he used to be able to see undead. I believe that while he is not completely undead, there is something about him that reeks of such forces.
I see.
So he reeked of undead, did he? Or of similar?
Yes, something similar.
Then I looked at everyone. Now, what should we do with that information?
Cesaro sort of looks around. I think information on whoever this person is probably decent, and if we don't tell him anything, there's no harm in receiving information. Keep him.
That's true.
Allow him to talk to you when he wishes to, but avoid sharing information until you deem him trustworthy again. Seems fair?
I agree. It does. I'm in but knowing what goes on here, yes, that seems.
Okay.
It seems sure. The other thing is though, just knowing, assuming what you said about that UNT lady we met being true, her not getting all the information, it might be safe to assume any information we get from you might not be the full case.
Understandable. If there's any way I can prove something to you, I would do my best to. I have the spell Zone of Truth if it were to comfort you that I cast it and repeat what I said.
I sort of looked at everyone. Do we feel that is necessary?
I don't think it's necessary immediately, but in future we might take you up on the offer.
Alright. Well, that is about all the information I have. Unless you wish me to scry upon this figure, I should probably take my leave before it becomes suspicious that I have been gone so long.
Should we scry on this person?
So, I mean, wait, what did you just ask? Sorry.
Oh,
Did we scry on this person? Like, Draenor's not like familiar with that type of magic, so I don't know the like implications.
Wait, druids don't have access to scry? I thought they did.
They do, but I've never used it, so like
Oh yeah.
that means Draenor's never used it, so Draenor's
Yeah.
not familiar with it.
With an adequate description, I could also scry on him.
And Draenor, if you have met him before, perhaps if I were to scry upon him and see the same thing that you do when you scry upon him, it would be confirmation that they are one and the same.
That is true. I would need time to prepare the spell.
All right. So perhaps we meet again at a later date.
Yes. Chris?
Yeah.
It's not happening till later, right?
What's not happening till later?
The attack on the archive?
Yes, a few weeks away. There are...
We have a shit ton of like downtime in like theory.
Mhm.
Okay. So I could say like we could meet up tomorrow because like there's nothing going on tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I could also say in like a week's time.
You know that in about 4 days from now there are like speeches happening.
Presidential campaign.
Yeah, basically, yeah. They're like the kings are going to make, the elected king, the people up for election are making speeches on the Saturday of this weekend coming.
Yeah. Tomorrow sound. I should have it prepared by then.
I can attempt to make an excursion from my point tomorrow. Where should I meet you? Are you going to continue staying at the appointed lodging, or are you wishing to find your own abode?
The appointed lodging is compromised, and it is in our best interest to stay somewhere else.
All right.
Actually, it might be in our best interest to stay exactly where they think we'll be.
How do you reckon?
Looks more like we're going along with what they want. Granted, the plan, if we're going along with what they want, there's a good chance they won't harass us until it's completed.
Well, if
I'm personally fine either way, but
I've not thought of it that way. If that was the case, obviously meet in a different location to have these types of conversations.
exactly. I think never the same one twice.
I have a location within Syric's Quarter that we could meet at tomorrow. Oh, I need to pee real bad. I gotta be right back.
Fucking Brendan.
Harrison.
Yeah, we'll have to go get him out of jail at some point.
Keep those fucking shackles
At
on.
least you didn't get us completely murdered.
I felt like he had to, like, Brendan had to tell himself, okay, do this because otherwise your character's going to die. Okay, do this, otherwise your character's going to die. Do this, otherwise your character's going to die. And you just had to keep fucking repeating the mantra. Otherwise you would fucking die.
Like, when that guy had me, like, caught, quotation marks, I was like, I could just leave. Like, I could just easily fly 120 feet away from this guy and lose him, like, instantly. And then I was like, I'm like, for the good of the party. Like,
If you had if you had the invocation mask on your faces, you could have just like ducked into someone's house, pretended to be an old dude, and sit down.
I mean, what else do I have?
Because Marksman basically let you cast the Sky Self at will, so you could have just went and like laid down an alleyway and be like, he knocked me over and went that way.
Yeah, I mean, I could have. If I didn't have to spend 3 spells just to get out of the walls, I would have freaking cast invisibility and just disappeared.
Yeah. I was literally sitting here looking at my spell list and was like, I'm not prepared for something like that either, to be honest. I'm like,
Yeah.
is there anything I could possibly do to help him?
Yeah,
I probably could have sent my familiar, but I couldn't have done anything. It would have been like, oh, I can see what's going on. He's being arrested. That's what? An hour walk away? Good luck.
Yeah, well, yeah, I got fucked over by the fact I had to spend 3 spells, like almost spell slots, just to get out the fucking wall.
Do you like the way I deceived Cesaro?
I'm back, by the way. We can continue if everyone's here.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
just
I'm in.
chilling.
Bryce?
Okay, yeah, I can't remember what I was gonna say, but yeah, I'm in.
Okay. Yeah, he suggested that he knows of a place within the Syrinx Quarter that you could meet at.
Oh, I was gonna ask Krez, able to tell if any of you, if that place is location that no eyes and ears watching or listening in.
I believe I checked that last time we were there,
To be a different,
and there wasn't. There was, but I checked last time we were there. There was not. But don't worry, I plan to check every night.
talking about like the place that he said, like the
Oh, I go. Upon arrival, we can give it the rundown.
then tomorrow, and we shall be there.
Luzar just nods. Alright. I will meet you there. It is out the west gate by the Crimson Market. Head up the main road until you reach essentially the furthest reaches of Syrinx Quarter. There is a small... I hesitate to call it a bar because it is not nice enough to earn the name. It is simply called the Watering Hole.
I'm about to get my drink on.
I will be able to tell when you arrive, and I will have somebody let you in.
Very well. Just you be able to let us know a time tomorrow.
If you have business to attend to it in the morning and meet me at noon.
Very well.
He nods and just heads out the door. Would you ask
Well
me to?
then.
Well, I wouldn't mind while I'm in this. Oh, actually, no, I'll just do the rest. I'll finish copying the spell when we get back to the tavern, if that's where we're going.
Mhm.
But that's all I wanted to do for the rest of my day, and I'm assuming Alexander would copy Sandy.
Yeah.
I'll mark those monies off.
Mhm.
Which should be 150, I believe.
Station taken.
Pardon?
Station taken.
You cut out, like both times.
How long has the conversation taken?
About an hour, I'd say.
My fucking ancestral guidance is gone.
Yeah.
Didn't even get a peep in. That's a shame.
They kind of work if you address them. That's kind of how. That's like the idea is that you like ask them questions.
Yeah, I was planning on it for the comp. Yeah, it was. I didn't expect the conversation to flow as the way it did, so that's why.
Okay. Well, yeah. You guys just heading back to the tavern?
Yep. Well, that's what I'm doing.
Does anyone want to do
Well,
anything between now and long rest?
I'll probably.
Oh, before Lose, what did Loser say about the pulling the strings to get Bliss out? Like, when would he be out?
Tomorrow morning.
Okay.
It was more like a we'll help him skip trial, not, you know.
Yeah, I know what you meant. Like,
Yeah.
get him a apology-esque. It was all a big misunderstanding type deal going down.
Yeah. All right. So you arrive back at the tavern you were staying at, and the Obsidian Order guards are not present. And if you just go in and have your long rest, it goes without a hitch. And you finish copying the spells in. Is there anything you were doing in prison during the night, Brennan?
Being mad.
Harrison. Actually, how long would you said I'd be in there for?
At least till morning.
How long would that be in hours, roughly?
Like 14, 15?
Okay.
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 Bliss, you are woken by the loud clanging on the bars, and your familiar friend Harrison opens the door to your cell. He's like, all right, time for you to be let free. And you just
So soon, Harrison. So we were just becoming friends.
awkwardly looks at you and goes, quiet. You've been released early due to a favor from higher up. Should I see that you commit any form of crimes, we'll be sure that your punishment is much heavier.
I'm gonna face my back to him with the shackles.
And he kind of pauses for a moment. He just unclips them.
I roll my hands around, like trying to move them again, get some flow.
Mhm.
Just like crack my neck and stuff. Do a little stretch and walk out.
He leads you out, and he leads you into a room where there is a table with your belongings laid out. As you can see, they've clearly been inspected very, very carefully.
Is everything there?
I believe so, yes. Yes,
Yes.
everything's there. Make a perception check.
Mm. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, everything's there.
Good. Alright.
Knock 20 gold off of your total.
Wow. Yeah, shit.
And Harrison kind of sighs and goes, alright, up the stairs. And this time, the guards will escort you to the front gate. Understood.
Where are the guards?
They're, up the stairs.
I just say, shut your mouth. And I walk out.
Kind of like, you see him visibly kind of just like recoil a little bit at being told something like that. I've got my eye on you, Bliss. You'll be back here soon.
You still yapping?
He just chuckles to himself.
27 days to go.
And he...
When I reach the other guards, I'm gonna be like, that guy is so heavy, you know? He needs to line up his diet.
Guard kind of turns and looks at you and goes, you...
Come on, chop chop, let's go.
So do you... He just begins walking, and as you're walking, he goes, you know who that is?
Nope, and I don't care. All I know is his name.
Fair enough. Just kind of... You see his eyes just kind of... His eyes widen for a moment, and kind of just like, alright. And he just continues walking. And it guides you out to the front gate. And at the front gate, you see the blue dragonborn that you met at the meeting earlier, standing there waiting for you.
Would any of us else be there, or is it just him?
Are you going there in the morning to go retrieve him?
Because I would have.
Okay. Drona, would you have gone as well? Pardon?
Would have gone to spend some time with Zora, if that was possible.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to get that done. You spend some time... whatever you want to do. Like, do you want to... is there a conversation you need to have?
No, just the way he said it was fucking funny.
Okay.
Not like an important conversation. Obviously, like, conversations would be had, but it's just sort of whatever.
Yep. Okay. Loser kind of glances at you and goes, "You have fun in prison, did you?"
Don't talk to me. I walk past him.
Kind of holds his arm out and stops you. You should probably treat me with a little bit more respect. I could get you thrown back in that prison in a snap of a finger.
Don't think you have the right to talk for what you did.
And what might that be?
So you've got a small mind that can't remember. You've forgotten just yesterday.
Oh, I remember yesterday, but I don't really know what you mean by done wrong. I diffused the situation.
I turn away from him, and I'm going to continue with a good stretch, because jail sucks to sleep in.
Mm-hmm. He kind of pauses for a moment. Bliss, stop.
I'm still stretching.
I wish to have a word with you.
Well, I do not wish to have a word with you. I don't know who you are.
I am the person who decides whether you get to stay in or out of that jail cell.
Well, I'm already out, and I'm not doing anything wrong. Or are you gonna make some stuff?
I can make things happen. You were not supposed to be released this early. It was only through my influence that you were. Should you wish to go back and stand trial, I am more than happy to see that happen. He is there.
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, he's there.
So what are you doing with him?
We had a discussion last night. He was the one getting you out. I figured I'd come here to meet you. Nothing more, nothing less.
Right. And I pull out my book and I write Harrison. Like 7 times over. And then I close it, put it away.
Now are we... my throat. Now are we going to have a conversation, or are you going to make it hard for us?
I'm feeling quite hungry. I want to go get...
Loser kind of just rolls his eyes. Can you help me out here a little bit? And he turns and looks at you, Kraz.
Go. Hear him out. The current situation is he's going to give us information and not ask much of us, so keeping him entertained might be the best bet for future prosperity.
So I'm meant to listen to him on an empty stomach. Can we go get food? Something? If we're going to be catty.
He just fucking he conjures like a pile of food in his hands and just hands it to you. That should do for now.
Is that the bland? It's really bland food,
Yeah.
right? Oh god.
I'll just flavor it to be like a hearty breakfast flavors
Yeah.
with prestidigitation.
Yeah. I would have done the same immediately.
Oh, you've got prestidigitation, then I wouldn't bother. I'd let you do your own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm assuming I'd know that from
Actually,
living
yeah.
with you for a fucking while in game.
I'd probably first say, let's get away from this place, because, they'll shoot at you if you use magic. Yeah, you see this? Yeah, the scar on my stomach? Oh, so good.
You broke the law, you saw the consequences. Don't complain to me.
I'm not complaining to you, I'm talking to Kraz.
Let's go. Yeah, if I realized you were going to start teleporting inside the Crimson Keep, I probably would have given you a warning about that, but I didn't think you would. They don't like people casting magic too much in their presence in case it's something bad. To the uninitiated, a lot of magic looks the same until either a handful of food, gesturing to the food that's being created, comes out, or a fireball comes out. So the rule is generally keep magic on the down low unless you're in certain positions.
Anyway. I'm going to take like 5 steps away from the gate and then decide what's the matter.
You're gonna do what?
For prestidigitation.
Okay. Yeah.
Blah.
You prestidigitate the food and it makes it taste good. Okay. Loser looks at you and goes, alright, I'm going to cast a spell that will transport us to somewhere a little more private. Are you willing to come?
I'm looking at Kraz.
I just kind of nod.
Really? Okay. We die, it's on you. And
We won't.
I become willing.
Alright, you see he begins to cast Word of Recall. And after a moment...
So I recognize the spell?
Yeah. And after a moment you find yourself almost instantaneously within a completely different space. The musty smell of like mold and wood rot fills your nose, and you look around and you're in this disgusting wooden room with a muddy floor and a small puddle in the corner and a few like run-down wooden chairs. This should do for now.
Looks lovely. We finished?
Quiet. Okay.
I'm gonna remove the spell with the smell with prestidigitation.
Okay. I think
like,
you can remove the smell for yourself, but I don't believe it would work for the entire room.
Yeah, it's only small areas.
You would have to do it for
like
at least an hour to clean the whole room of smell.
Yeah.
I can clean a cubic feet, so I'll be slowly.
You just keep the cubic foot around your head clean.
I'll just.
So you can't smell it.
Exactly. All right, so.
All right. I have been instructed to ensure that you are no longer a risk. Bliss. And that man that you have so recklessly assaulted is a member of the one of the primary houses upon the Isle of Aziraphale, and superiors of mine have instructed me to A, keep an eye on you, and B, to ensure that you don't do anything else reckless. Otherwise, the full force of one of the houses of Azamar will be on your back.
Sorry, who did I assault?
Harrison. He is...
Harrison, my good old buddy. The one that I just pushed off me?
I suggest you do whatever is within your power to cease insulting and assaulting the man. He holds a high position of power politically. He engages in hunting criminals for fun.
Damn thing, he'll tie his cholesterol.
All jokes aside, if you wish to remain free, I suggest you listen.
Continue.
I also ask that you request something of the being that gives you your power. It seems as though the forces at play within this conflict are beyond that of the prime material. As far as I have been informed, your patron exists outside of that as well. I request that you attempt communication and ask for any information regarding beings from the Nine Hells and anybody extraplanar that would have motivation to cause chaos within the capital city.
Wait, so he's asking me to ask my god to cause chaos in the city?
No, he's asking you to see if you can get information from your patron about who would want to do that.
Is he talking about the attack on the
Yeah. Yeah. He's asking if you could, like,
the one
because
that they're setting up?
Were you not present? He has revealed that he is, like, double agent. He doesn't know. He just knows that there will be an attack. He explained that. And you don't know that it's him, because, like, that he's the one that's doing it either.
They literally admitted in the last session, didn't they?
She admitted it, not him.
Okay. Well,
He was just
for
there.
Okay, well, for my presumption, they're together.
Okay. Well, you can see that Kraz and him are, like, allied at the moment, so there's an assumption to be made there.
I don't know who decides Kraz is on, so...
As all this is going on, do I see the trepidation in
You do,
Bliss? Let's go.
What?
You look nervous about the things he is asking you.
If it helps, I do not ask that you tell me, I ask that you tell your friends.
No, I'm talking to Bliss.
I know, he's talking to him. He hears you say that and goes, oh. Like, he obviously didn't notice you were nervous. And then after it being said, he goes, well, if it does help, then I do not ask that you tell me, I ask that you tell the people that you do trust.
So, how about this? If Bliss is in contact with his patron, he'll ask if he knows anything about what's going on. If we find that information is needed for you, you'll get it. If not, you won't.
Kraz, you'll probably notice that Bliss has dark eyes under his... dark lids under his eye.
Yeah.
So you're tired? Is that what the reason for pointing that out is?
I'm pointing out that...
Yeah.
Because you said that I probably seem anxious, and I'm just pointing out that he's got dark eyes.
Like,
Oh well, I mean, like more or less that like you were like being very like resistive to his questioning and things like that.
Yeah.
Like,
he didn't say trepidation means like cautious,
I'm just
Yeah.
I'm
not
just
anxious.
trying to give him more info about
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
Bliss's state is. Right?
Sleep
Yeah.
deprived, pissed off. You know.
Finicky.
and also we have a few weeks until these attacks, so as I believe we had planned, we'll talk more in that time and
It is.
work out some of these situations when people are a little bit less stressed from current events.
It is more than acceptable. I do not request the information for myself. I just become aware of his connection to the extraplanar being that he is, and thought that it would be relevant if he were to discuss with it and then with you. I was unsure if you and your friends were aware of his relationship with this being.
He's going to write it down in his book what he's asking.
Yeah.
But he's also going to be drawing like an image of what he remembers Harrison like.
Okay.
It's going to be like very big gutted, ugly face.
You don't actually care what he did look like. You just
Yeah, no, I don't.
okay.
Just in my mind right now, he's just a fat, like, ugly
Degenerate.
guy that's
Yeah.
leaking cholesterol.
Okay. All right. You may leave.
Is there a door?
There's a door right behind you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will stand up and wait for Kraz.
Oh yeah, follow.
You head out the door and you find yourself on the very outskirts of where Loza had described, like in Sirik's quarter. It appears he has brought you to the location he asked you to meet him at later today.
Where?
It's like
Where?
up here.
Oh. Maybe an easy escape?
Pardon? Oh, you could easily like leave the city from here, yeah. Do you just head back to wherever?
Yeah, I'll start heading back.
Okay, we'll probably stop the session here because I don't want to do too much without Brittany present.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
I'm assuming I can't afford them, but just one thing Kraz would have